When we first started discussing in-game interfaces with the team, we quickly agreed that it shouldn't look like a typical game UI. What we envisioned was more of a hybrid between an OS and a game. Powerful features wrapped in a clean and easy to understand interface. From the start, we defined three core principles for the UI. The first was a transparency. This is easy. The interface should always be there when you need it, but never distract from the gameplay. The second was modularity, because we wanted to create a toolkit that adapts to the player needs. And the third was intuition. That's why while shaping the UX, we drew inspiration not only from game UI, but also from a web design, OS, so that players could navigate it naturally from the very beginning. I think this comes across clearly on our screens right now. On the advantages of this approach is how easily parts of the logic can carry over the web. It would translate really well into a website, I think. In the early stages, we also ran tests with a small group of players and colleagues. We observed where they got lost, which elements felt overloaded, and which ones seemed too empty or unclear. This feedback loop helped us quickly refine and adapt the UX in real time. The color palette, the layout of elements, and the minimalistic style are all tiled directly to the atmosphere of our world and architecture. But since the current UI still looks so simple, I think, the next step will be to enhance it with animations, themes, and probably personalization options for users. This will make the interface not just functional, but more alive, something that reflects each player's individuality. When it comes to level design, we started out with a great foundation, a collection of architectural projects from the Mind Studio. Our challenge was to integrate them into our world, adjust the details so exploration felt exciting and bring the spaces to life. Eventually, we divided the world into themed island and added parts that act as a grid corridors connecting different locations. But making it all work together as a single unite world wasn't easy for us. That's when things got really fun. We began to structure our level design process, but it wasn't just about building pretty scenes. The player needs a path, a sense of motivation, and a reason to keep going. Where do they stop and take a break? Where do they feel the urge to dive deeper into the world? Together with Dennis, our level designer, we built chunks of the world and handled them off to colleagues for testing. They often spotted gaps, bugs, or dead ends in what we had created. We took in all the feedback, reworked things again and again, and keep debating with each other why something worked or didn't. And yeah, it's usually took quite a bit of time. This process helps us maintain a balance between exploration and spatial design. And it's not just a beauty for beauty's sake, it's about crafting a world that's genuinely rewarding to explore. We alternate between open and closed spaces, shift the pacing, and use landmarks so the people never felt lost on these areas, but also never feels like they're being led by the hand. More than that, we also paid close attention to player motivation. We trying to analyze all our testers, because it's important that players feel their actions actually matter. That's why we're exploring social mechanics like rating, likes, and resources earned, so activity that can be reinvested into shaping the world. That way, the player isn't just a visitor, but it's more like a co-creator. And of course, the next step for us is to add more dynamic events. Right now, interactive objects, and integrate our thinking about the voting system. All of these will turn exploration into a true adventure and transform player interaction into a living experience where everyone plays a role.